Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Wolverine issue number 3. I got the variant cover. Well, one of the many variant covers. I'll go into all that in a hot minute. This was a pretty damn good issue. It actually seems to have ended an arc, which I'm surprised. A 3-issue arc? What? Anyway, I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get a whole bunch of different things. I'm not going to give spoilers for this issue, because we are seemingly ending an arc here, and that's just not what I do on this channel. So we'll talk about that after I talk about who made this comic book. So Benjamin Percy, writer, Adam Kubert on art, Frank Martin doing the color art, VC's Corey Petit doing the letters, Tom Mueller doing the design, Adam Kubert and Frank Martin do the main cover, a whole bunch of variant covers. I got the Greg Hildebrandt and Adam Kubert one, Nick Russell on production, and head of X is Jonathan Hickman. This issue is called You Didn't See Nothing, and that is freaking perfect. First off, we get to see the Blob in this just a little bit, and he's a bartender. Hey, whatever. Okay, whatever. He's doing something. He's probably skimming a little bit, grazing more than a bit. But the opening scene where we have Wolverine basically stealing the helmet of Magneto is freaking great. I almost fell out my chair. And that was like the very first scene in here. Of course, they didn't necessarily set the tone because the rest of the tone was a lot of action and whatnot, but it did make it seem like it was a lot less. Did we want to get a little bit scary with the pale girl or anything like that? It was never going to happen after that opening scene. I think that's an okay thing. Good, bad, it's probably more on the favorable side of the fence. But we also get a little bit of an opening montage of who Wolverine is. Not a complete picture because we don't need that. Rather, this comic book, Benjamin Percy does a really great job here. The opening scene is very specific to certain aspects of who Wolverine is. Why? Because it's going to set up what he does. You see, Wolverine is a guy who doesn't usually have a plan. So they show how he usually just doesn't plan for a whole bunch of stuff. Everything about him is just, yeah, I'm going to follow somebody else's orders, or if I'm in charge, it's just charge right in, or let's go over here. You make stuff up on the spot, which is fine. And that actually still adheres to the Bushido code. You have to figure out a decision within the first 7 breaths, you know, saying of whatever you're thinking about, because there's no point in sitting down and getting philosophical about it. Figure it out and then do it, enact whatever plan you came up with. That sounds like Wolverine to me, you know? So I like that they just had a brief, reminder of this aspect of Wolverine. You don't have to get into his entire history, so that, boom, we can go on and actually do some stuff. Here, look at this. Wolverine with Magneto's helmet on. I almost died. You know what else almost killed me? Something that eventually wound up leading to Kid Omega almost getting killed. You see, Wolverine, as you can see in here, brought along the surviving members of the Marauders, but he also brought along Kid Omega. Kid Omega, however, didn't want to go, so Wolverine has to manipulate the kid who knows that that somebody's going to try to manipulate him. But he's like, I'm the master manipulator. Nobody manipulates me. But Wolverine manipulates him into coming in, and it was freaking epic the way that it happened. It also set up something else for the future. In this book, probably not. Actually, I believe it's in Benjamin Percy's other book, X-Factor. We're not there yet. X-Force, or it's going to wind up being in an entirely different book. I'm going to get into all that stuff in my live spoiler chat tonight. I do hope to do a live spoiler chat tonight, just because Thursday nights, that's when I usually try to do my Dawn of X stuff, because it's a very interesting part of this. Anyway, everything for the most part gets resolved. There's still a bunch of other things that are left unsaid, or at least hinted at, which I kind of like, because yay, right? Set up for stuff in the future, fantastic. Now, I'm going to show you, actually, no, I'm going to save that for the live chat tonight. I'm going to show you how, but I'm going to tell you how the last 3 pages of the comic book actually seem to get tighter and farther away. So it looks like it's actually a happy ending. Yet, what happens at the end, the very last 2 panels, you get to see that something was left behind that really shocked me, really surprised me. I was really happy to see that. I'm like, oh no, now imagine all the places we can go, all right? We're going to get into a Dr. Seuss story. Anyway, there is one question that I have, and I hope that somebody in the comments can explain it to me, because I felt a little bit lost here. Certain parts of the art here purposely went out of their way to displace you, to leave you in a little bit of dysphoria. I'm okay with that, except that I was confused about the life of not Reggie Bannister, that's from the Phantasm movies, Jeffrey Bannister. Jeff Bannister is alive. He wasn't murdered in the previous issue. He looked like he was skewered and dead, so how is he up and walking? That doesn't make any sense. Did the X-Men clone him? I don't know. I'm very disturbed by what I'm looking at here. How is he still up and alive? What's going on? So what happened with the whole, like everything, what's going on? So if somebody saw something that I didn't, please, by all means, let me know. What did I miss that Jeffrey Bannister is not murdered, dead in this? And then I will talk about it and give you credit in the live spoiler chat tonight. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Comments are open. Turn the phone sideways. Drop that like, and I'll talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.